Hi everyone, James Reynolds here with my assistant driver Nancy. It's Thursday night. We thought, well, as a follow-up for the Arab lecture last week, we might actually go out and give these new P-turns on Hoddle Street a go. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this footage as much as we're enjoying making it. Okay folks, here we are. We are currently westbound on Swan Street. We've just gone past Church Street. You might remember this area from the activity in week 2 when we were looking at Swan Street in the context of it being a minor arterial road. So what time is it? It's about 9 o'clock at night. You can really see that this arterial road is having to fulfill a massive number of functions.
As pedestrians run across in front of us.
Oh, exactly, yeah, you saw them wandering around. It's probably a little bit hard to see on the video because it's so dark. But yeah, we've got parking here on the left as an access function. All of these other little side streets here in Richmond as local streets, which are providing connectors onto this local arteria. And then also there's this massive important function of it being a place as well. You would have noticed the corner hotel that we just went past. On the left, I think, was a couple of other hotels. There's the Precinct Hotel on our left as we go past there now, and then you can see further on our right is Richmond Station. So yeah, Swan Street is having to serve a whole load of different functions, and it's also not just a road for access, it's a road for movement, and it's certainly a place in and of itself. So pretty complicated sort of place. But anyway, here we are on the westbound approach to Punt Road. Looks like there's still a bit of works going on here, so here are all the people out doing a bit of traffic management. But I believe that the P-turn is now open.
Yep, no right turn.
No right turn, so you're no longer allowed to make this right turn here at Punt and Hoddle. And the basic idea is that now they've changed the signal phasing so that instead of having to have a diamond interchange where we all sit still while everybody turns right on a right green arrow, and so that means that essentially there's 4 phases in the intersection. There's north-south through, and then north-south right turns, and then there's east-west through, and then there's east-west right turns. Now we just have 2 phases where there's just north-south through and east-west through, and the net result is that there's a lot less lost time at the signals, because we only have to do the yellow-red sequence twice per cycle rather than 4 times per cycle. Even then, you can see that the cycle time itself is quite long. What do you reckon that now? We've got to be sitting here at least a minute now. I'd be guessing that the complete cycle time's probably in the order of 3 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes. Oh, here we go, we've got that green. Once you get beyond about 2.5, 3 minutes, it sort of becomes a little bit impractical, and people start running red lights and things like that. So that's sort of the upper bounds of what you'd be willing to have as a cycle time. But if you were downtown in the centre of Melbourne, cycle times might be as low as 1 minute. So you can see that having to have four phases obviously means that you lose a lot of time in that cycle. So here we go, we're coming up to the actual P part of the P-turn. So this is the bit where we need to take a U-turn so that we can then do our left turn onto Punt Road. So presumably behind us at the moment, if I can turn the camera around, the Punt Road now has a green light, and you can also see there's all this traffic doing this weird movement here, and so I'm not entirely certain where they've come from, but it's obviously now quite a complicated intersection phasing, but fundamentally it's all about trying to save a bit more time at this intersection here. So now we're waiting again. So this is the second cycle that we've seen. You'd remember we were previously over there on the other side waiting to get through. And so basically the whole point of this P-turn thing is that we've made our trip through this intersection to trying to make a right turn from westbound Swan Street into northbound Punt Road. We've made that trip a little bit longer, but on the plus side we've made the north-south movements on Punt Road have more green time and so are therefore more efficient. And we've also made the east-west movements on Swan Street a fair bit more efficient as well. Anyway, so here we go. This is now the final bit of the P-turn. And here we go. We are now northbound on Punt Road. And oh gee damn, well we've now hit another set of red lights. But this is fundamentally the issue in Punt Road, is that Punt Road is also trying to provide for a whole load of different functions. It is a very important road for movement and north-south across the east side of Melbourne, but also we clearly have a whole lot of other things going on. There is Burton Avenue here, of course, is the major access to the MCG, where, as we pass it by, is currently hosting the Richmond versus Carlton game, and so there's a significant access function going on there. You have access going on the other side of the road there for a whole load of residential properties and all that sort of stuff as well. Thankfully there aren't too many driveways or anything like that, but still a lot of side streets and things like that along the way. Not a huge amount of place function along Hoddle Street, but that's just the way it goes. But yeah, it's still a corridor that has to fulfill a lot of functions, and so there's a lot of trade-offs to be made. Okay, welcome back. We're off. The green light has happened. We are now turning left onto Punt Road to head southbound towards Swan Street.
Which lane's best for the P-turn?
I think if we stick in this lane, Nancy, that's probably the best option. So again, you see Hoddle Street here is definitely trying to serve a whole load of different functions. This intersection here is, why does this intersection exist? Well, it's to provide access into some local streets in Richmond, and also to provide access into the MCG and whatever that park's called, I've forgotten its name. But you can see if Hoddle Street was really a major arterial, you would think, oh, should you really have this intersection here, or should that road over there dead end? Anyway, we're off again, and you can see hopefully that the signals have been synced. Oh, perhaps not tonight though. Well, there we go. Someone's got to get out of the Richmond training ground. That's obviously something that's quite important to happen at this time of night. And the traffic signal timing is such that that synchronization didn't quite work out. But you can see obviously there's a whole load of complexities. Here we are. This is the Richmond station above us at the moment. We're southbound, and the next intersection is Swan Street. So again, they're still obviously working away at it, but the big advantage you can see here is that because of the new P-turn, we've just got a clean run through there. The synchronization's all worked out perfectly, and we're through to the other side. And what used to be probably the bottleneck for the whole area, the Swan and Hoddle Street intersection for north-south traffic, is now a lot cleaner, albeit at the expense that if you wanted to turn right from Swan Street into Hoddle Street, as we did before earlier in this video, you do have a bit of a longer trip. Okay, I hope you enjoyed all this travel around Richmond, and look forward to seeing you in class. And of course, special thanks to Nancy, my driver.
No problem.